Coming up, the University of Iowa held its second forum to find a new Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Also, a new group on campus is giving pre-med students a chance to get some hands-on experience with professionals.
Wait, what's that? We got breaking news coming out of Chicago. Iowa basketball is back, my friends. I have more coming up in sports.
These warm temperatures are nice, but they do come with some deeper consequences. Find out more in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere, DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Declan Levy.
And I'm Jacob Gunther.
Yesterday, the University of Iowa held its second public forum to find a new Associate Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This week's candidate is Domino Renee Perez. Perez is currently an Associate Professor in the English Department at the University of Texas at Austin. She is the first Latinx woman to hold the position, and at the forum, Perez stated areas that she would focus on first. As VP Perez noted, the needs for community building with legislators, students, alumni, and others, as well as the better transparency policy and emotional intelligence on campus. Looking into the future, Perez wants to create a series of forums focusing on inclusion, diversity, equity, accessibility, and strategies. For more information on the forum and Domino Renee Perez, go to dailyiowan.com.
Getting around Iowa City during the winter is difficult for everyone, but spring can be just as bad. Bus drivers and riders have one specific factor to worry about. DITV Trevor Rorison found out just what this is.
What element makes traveling by bus in the winter so hard? Is it the freezing temperatures? Blizzards? One Iowa City bus driver said these conditions don't make the job as difficult as something not so easily seen or felt.
Buses are heavy enough that they can handle any type of snow, type of situation. They can't handle ice.
One passenger I spoke with said that icy roads can make for an uneasy trip. While the ice may cause many obstacles during the winter, it can be helpful if you are friends with the snooze button.
The buses run about 5 minutes late, but usually this is actually a little helpful for me because I'm late to rise in the morning, so it gives me a little extra time to catch the bus.
Issues like these are common during the frigid winter months for riders and drivers. But as Iowa City begins to melt, so will their problems. Reporting from Iowa City, Trevor Rorson, DITV.
Well, Jacob, spring break is just around the corner. I know you're staying around in town. Hopefully the weather will be all right for you.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm going to be pretty much staying indoors all day, but what's wrong with that? But anyway, we have Dylan Mahalke in the weather studio to tell you what you could expect if you're also staying in Iowa City.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I have great news for you, Jacob. Here in Iowa City, the temperatures do warm up. As you can see in this photo behind me, in Nebraska, there has been flooding in Norfolk, Nebraska. Over 24,000 people, which is more than 1/3 of their entire population in this city, has been forced to evacuate due to these floodings. This flood is hitting record numbers here, and these warm temperatures just keep melting the snowpack, leading to more and more flooding for this community. Now here in Iowa City today, we have a temperature of 33 degrees this morning, so really nice, with 18-mile-per-hour winds and cloudy skies. Now as we move into tonight, our temperature decreases a little bit, but the winds go down as well. We have a temperature of 32 degrees tonight and no wind, so should be in for a beautiful evening. Now as we move to the extended 5-day forecast for the week, as I mentioned today, our winds get up to 21 miles per hour throughout the day, but decrease as we head into the night. Tomorrow we have 20% chance of rain, so really low chance there, with partly cloudy skies, and our high is around 41 degrees and a low in the high 20s. On Sunday, the sun still stays out, but our winds pick up. We have as high as 14-mile-per-hour winds throughout the day. Our high gets up to 44 degrees, and the low stays again in the high 20s. On Monday, we have a high of 44 degrees, no wind or no rain, so it should be a really nice day. We have partly cloudy skies again, and our low only will get up to around 29 degrees, so really nice low temperatures there. Finally, on Tuesday, it's our hottest day of the week. We have partly cloudy skies with our high getting up to 50 degrees and a low in the mid-30s. Well, as you can see, the temperatures get really warm this week, just as students are about to leave. Jacob and Declan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. One student Oregon campus is giving pre-med students the chance to experience the medical field long before they enter med school. DITV's Lucy Rodine has more on how Medicus, is turning the exam room into a classroom.
All right, well, let's try first. You want to try since you got some experience? All right.
Experience is exactly what Medicus members sign up for. Medicus is a student organization of over 500 pre-med students who get a glimpse of life in the medical field before putting on the scrubs.
You definitely would get a better picture of what it's going to be like in the future, and from people that are actually going through it.
Medicus brings in current medical students to help give their members a head start when it comes to preparing for med school.
Being able to talk to people that are actually experiencing what you want to experience in the future, and just give you an idea of if it's, the right career option for you.
Medicus holds events all year where students can come in and get hands-on experience, or maybe gloves-on experience, before entering the medical field.
A lot of places you can look up different information online, but it's not the same as getting that in-person hands-on experience. Like tonight we got to learn how to take pulses, do reflexes, a little bit about basic exam skills you don't really get in any of your undergrad classes.
And these Medicus events help the medical students as much as they help the undergrads.
I think it's really exciting for undergrad students to just see some of the fun things that we get to do as med students. But also just teaching physical exam skills tonight helps me practice.
And after seeing the test that these guys performed tonight, I think I'm going to stick to broadcast. Reporting from the Carver Biomedical Research Facility, Lucy Rodine, DITV News.
Spring break officially starts tomorrow for University of Iowa students. While some are still finishing up the schoolwork, others are already on the road to their destination. DITV reporter Abby Napolis has spoke to students regarding their plans for the 2019 spring break.
University of Iowa spring break is right around the corner, and students are finishing up those midterms and packing their bags. While South Padre, Panama City, and Cancun rank among the most popular for spring break destinations, we're going to see if Iowa City students have the same idea.
Okay, so this year for spring break, I'm going to Chicago. Yeah, it's not Florida, but I'm excited to go shopping there.
For spring break, I'm just going to go home and take care of my sister's dog because I think it's more fun to hang with a dog than hang on the beach.
So usually my family goes down. My dad's a professional bodyboarder, and so that's what we're probably going to do is bodyboard on the waves of the DR.
So for spring break, I'm going to California. Might go down, visit Compton, just have a good time overall,
Yeah, so we're gonna go shred some power in Telluride, Colorado.
It's about an 18-hour drive from here. We're staying the night in Denver the night before. We get lit there.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to Chicago to celebrate St. Patty's Day, and then I'm going to Arizona for 5 days.
For spring break, I'm just gonna go to St. Louis, just go home, just be with my dog and family.
I'm going on a cruise in the Caribbean. I'm gonna do some swimming and eating some good food.
Whether your plans are to surf ride or to babysit a dog, I think we can all agree this spring break is much needed. Reporting from the University of Iowa campus, this is Abby Napolis for DITV.
And that was Abby Napolis. Thank you. And wow, I agree. I cannot wait for spring break. But we have some sports coming up, and man, do we have some awesome stuff. We got men's basketball. Did you happen to catch the game?
I did. A great game it was indeed. Let's head it over to John Rawson in the sports studio for more.
Yeah, that's right. After a nice win last night, Iowa has a game against Michigan tonight. And unfortunately, DITV sports director Lucy Rodine isn't here to do the courtside show, but she is covering in Chicago. She is covering the Big Ten tournament in Chicago. And to tell us more about last night's game and what to expect, here she is.
Coming into postseason play, Iowa was riding off a 4-game losing streak, but they said the Big Ten tournament was an opportunity to start 0-0. Well, now that's 1-0 as Iowa defeated Illinois 83-62 in one of the most dominant performances we've seen from the Hawks all year.
The difference tonight was when we got up 16. We didn't let them come back and win it. We put our foot on their neck and finish the game out. And I think also when they were making shots, our activity level on the defensive end stayed the same. they shot it well in parts of the game, and we kept firing, kept playing defense, and really competed.
Now I'm joined here by Daily Iowan men's basketball beat reporter Adam Hensley. Adam, we saw Iowa beat Illinois, and they looked the best they've looked in a really long time. What do the Hawks have to do to continue that into their game with Michigan?
For Iowa's best bet, it needs to really limit Michigan's big man in John Teske. He's one of the best defenders in the country, let alone the conference. He leads the Wolverines in the defensive plus-minus category. He's also top 10 in the country in that regard. When Iowa and Michigan played earlier this year on February 1st, he actually fouled out of that game. He finished with 8 points, 8 rebounds, which is not bad, but when he was out of the game, that really opened up things offensively and defensively for Iowa.
I think for Iowa to beat Michigan and to make a run in this postseason, I think it comes down to Isaiah Moss. I think he's one of the best players on the court when he wants to be one of the best players on the court, but we don't really see that from him very often. He's incredibly inconsistent, but I think if we see a big performance from him tomorrow night against the Wolverines, Iowa's going to get that win and they're going to advance. But here is what the team thinks they're going to need to do to beat Michigan.
Just know what we did from last game. That was one of our best games all year, honestly, when we played them early February. That was one of our best defensive games. We held them to 59. We were moving the ball, and we didn't let them have any runs the entire game, and that's been big for us. Our mindset coming, especially in this game, that we got to limit the runs, and when they do make runs, we got to be able to counter it. And we did that tonight, and we got some stops when we needed to.
Now, Jordan Bohannon told me that after the Illinois game, they just needed to rest, relax, and that today is going to be used for watching film and preparing for Michigan. Reporting from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, Lucy Rodine, DITV Sports.
Stick with the Daily Iowan on social media and go to dailyiowan.com for complete coverage from the Big Ten tournament. Now moving from one court to the next, one men's tennis Hawkeye stands out among the rest. DITV Sports reporter Kate Overton tells us about one sophomore who can do it all.
Like most of the other guys on the team, Will Davies came to Iowa from out of the country. The sophomore standout grew up in Norwich, England, and even went to the same school as teammate Joe Tyler. Davies has had an incredible season so far and has built up a team high of 10 single-match wins. On top of that, him and his partner Oliver Okonkwo have a doubles record of 9-2 this year. Winning is something that Davies has been doing a lot this year, so I asked him, what makes you so successful?
My success has just come from a bit of repetition. I mean, I do the same thing every day, same routine. I've got a lot of confidence in my own ability, and that's the main thing. That's the reason for getting some fairly straightforward wins.
Davies plays with a lot of energy and said that he won't play well if he lacks it. He uses that energy to cheer on his teammates and glue the team together. Davies said that he likes to look at himself as a leader. He wants the team to know that he has their back and they can do anything if they stick together.
I mean, Will's like a brother to me, but he just constantly brings, tremendous energy to training, to practice, and you know what you're going to get out of him. It's kind of like a standard. He's going to go out there on the match court, and he's most likely going to win, and it's just like you're 1-0 up before you even go on, because that's how much of a difference he makes to the team.
Iowa has a lot of season left, but you can expect them to make a charge in the Big Ten, and don't be surprised if you see Davies at the front of the pack. This has been Kate Overton, DITV.
As the Hawks enter Big Ten play, they will look to Davies to help give them an edge over the competition. But that's all I have for you in sports, and unfortunately, this is the last show before spring break, so try not to miss me too much during our time off, but don't worry, I'll be back before you know it. Declan and Jacob, back to you guys.
Thank you, John. And it's Friday. That means it's time for the ICAC Animal of the Week. This is reserved for that one special animal at the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center who's ready to meet their new family.
Yeah, that's right. This week's furry friend is Zoe. Zoe is a young, independent feline looking for a home to roam. Zoe is a relatively calm cat. She likes to sit back, relax, and enjoy the peacefulness of home. She also has a playful side that can shine through her usually calm personality. Zoe gets along great with anyone and everyone as long as you respect her personal space when she's not feeling playful. If you're looking for a cat to hang out with on a lazy day, Zoe is the friend for you, Jacob.
Oh, thank you. And for more information about Zoe, check out the ICAC website, call on the phone, or just give her a visit.
Thank you for tuning in. This has been Declan Levy.
And I'm Jacob Gunther. Have a good day.